All right. All right. We're glad you were able to make it back, Sam. So I want to thank y'all again. I feel like we've done really well in these videos. Dr. Doolin has said so herself. Um, I think we're coming up with some pretty good ideas. I think we're following the steps for the most part pretty well. So again, I just want to thank y'all for being able to input some really great ideas and really just help this move along pretty smoothly. So to start out, I have this scheduled for 50 minutes. I'm hoping I do better this time than I did the last two. I vastly misjudged how long we were actually going to be able to discuss everything. So just to recap, last meeting, we were able to actually narrow down a lot of those ideas that we had come up with initially, putting them against our criteria to see what would match best and what would seem to make the most impact. I put it on the discussion board, and I don't know if all y'all saw it or not. I just excuse me. I just collected everything that we had and just put them together. The ones that we said we were gonna, attach them or combine them with other ones. That way we can just kind of flesh it out and really get the full detail of what we had talked about. So instead of having like 20 different options or whatever, brought it down to about 6. And I left the other ones on there. So that way, if we want to look at that maybe again and just go over the outs, the ones that we crossed out, just to make sure that we didn't change our mind, or maybe it wouldn't make sense again. So that's, let's see, that's basically it for that. So now, like we did last time, Tanya will read over the team rules that we came up with. And I did miss this. Sorry. I am Toby Martinez. I want to make sure we said our name. But yeah, so Tanya, if you go over the team rules that we came up with, and then William, you'll discuss the time again. And then Juan, you'll just kind of read over the criteria again. So we'll know what we're looking at. All right, Tanya? You're on mute.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
My name is Tanya Johnson, and I'm going to go over the rules for our group. And the first one is, I am so sorry. Now I'm having technical difficulties. Be respectful of each other. If you don't want it done or said to you, then don't do or say it to someone else. Listen to what others have to say and support each other. Be able to accept constructive criticism. It helps us all get better. Communicate any issues or concerns with others in a calm manner. Be open-minded. Complete tasks in a timely manner. We all are affected if this is not done.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right, William?
All right, my name is William Jonikin, and after this, we'll have a 1-minute reminder of our criteria from Juan, and then we will spend 2 minutes from Toby introducing our open table discussion. And then once we start a discussion, we'll have 20 minutes for all of us to go around and read off a solution, and then we'll discuss and decide on which ones we like the best. And then we'll spend another 20 minutes going over the solutions that we choose. We'll formulate them to go to Datatron management. And then at the end, we'll recap with chosen solutions for a few minutes and our overall progress. So.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Juan?
My name is Juan Denicio. The criteria are optional participation, $30,000 limit, easily accessible to all employees, must align with corporate values, must be reviewed quarterly, rolled out to the longest employee managers at first, then to other employees, can be advocate and train newer employees as well.
All right. All right. So the way, thank you, Juan. So the way I had this scheduled was everyone will go around and we can start with the order that we did it last time, or from the original meeting, or if we don't remember, which I don't have that on me, we can just kind of go at random. I don't know if everyone saw what I posted on the discussion board where I had combined a lot of those solutions. So somebody would just go off and read it, and then we'll all discuss it and start to actually see if we're going to go with that one, or if there's any reason why we don't want to choose that one. And then once we get all the way through, we'll actually come back and then pick the ones that we're going to go with. And then the next time slot, we will kind of actually flesh them out, have the full details of what we're going to use. Any questions on that? All right, awesome.
Sorry, I was just going to ask, which thread did you post all the solutions under?
I had posted them on the on meeting 4. I believe. No. Yeah.
I've got it pulled up already.
Yeah,
It's on the,
if somebody wants to share the screen, or I can share it and you just read it off that, however you want to do it. Or if you just want to pull it up on the meeting 4 discussion board.
yeah, I've already got it pulled up, unless somebody else does and wants to talk.
If you have, you can go ahead and go first. I think you were first originally, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So you just read off that first one, and then we'll discuss it from there.
Okay. Management training. Be more sensitive to employees, learn the symptoms of stress and recognize symptoms of stress. Steps to take on how to help someone handle stress, reward it. Train employees on new policies combined with management training. Included in all management emails as a link, footer, and include in company newsletter, part of training. All of this was kind of part of the same thing, sorry.
Okay.
In team meetings and safety meetings.
All right, so we'll open the floor to kind of discuss this and see how we want to, if we want to move forward with this one. I saw Jordan, let me pull up the numbers you had.
I know we had a note to reword it. I think it would probably be good enough for our purposes if we reworded it to management is aware of how to help an employee with stress issues when approached, because we had an issue last meeting with it being a little bit violating for someone to come up to you and tell you that you need to take advantage of this and that.
Right. Yeah,
Or
I
it could-
agree. Yeah, I agree. I think it's something that they need the information, the knowledge, and also just the understanding of how to be prepared if somebody comes up to you, or comes up to them.
Right, and some kind of boundaries, which I think will probably be covered in training.
Right. Yeah. And let's see. On that, you had put, let's see, management training. So 21 to 4,100. And so would that be like from what you found, is that like to bring somebody in to train, or?
No, I looked up virtual training just to kind of work within the environment we're living in right now.
Right.
And
Okay, awesome.
it's more expensive the more people you train. So I gave a broad range because I wasn't sure if we wanted only to train the managers or if we wanted all current employees to undergo training. Also,
Right.
I don't know what size our company is. I forgot.
So I think the sheet says we have 150 total. So I don't know, was there a certain number that it had when you had listed that?
Yes, one moment, let me pull.
Okay, cool.
I kind of operated under the assumption it was around 150 to 200.
Okay.
This website is 2,400 for groups larger than 50 and 2,100 for groups less than 50.
Okay.
So I would think we would have less than 50 managers.
Yeah. I think that would work. So, because part of it, we also had train employees on new policies. So, what would be the best way to I guess to word that? So obviously, the managers need training, and that will help obviously kind of trickle down and train employees. Is there another step to that, do you think, that we need to include? Or is it?
I think we could combine the safety meetings, just provide continuing education on stress management for employees through, the newsletters, the footers, the safety meetings, and then the team meetings.
Right. Okay. And with that, I think you'd relisted it. There really wouldn't be any cost to that because it's just part of normal things that we're already doing. We're just including that on there. Okay. So at the cost of $2,400, I think that's. I think it fits in our criteria. Does everyone else have anything to say about it? Do you think that's something we want to move forward with?
I definitely think it is. I think it's kind of a foundation for our solution as a whole, because without the training or training any of our managers or our employees, there's nowhere else we can go before we do that. So I definitely do.
Okay. All right, Juan, Tanya, Sammy, I think that's something we want to move forward with.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, it fits in our budget, and it will help managers learn the symptoms of stress and help employees. So I think we should keep it and move forward with it.
Awesome. All right, so we'll mark that one down as definitely moving forward. And who wants to read the second one?
I can read it.
All right, cool.
I can.
Okay. Oh, you can go on if you want.
No, fine. You can go ahead.
Okay. Giving employees option to work from home if possible, gives employees more free time, adjusting PTO policies, give employees a week of additional paid time off in holiday pay. That's it.
All right. So were there any costs on this?
So I calculated the software engineer salary. I looked up the national salary data, and it was around 62 to 140 something thousand a year. So I just assumed 90, which means that we're all well paid, but we're not at the top tier. So the way that would break down is it would cost $1,730 per employee for additional vacation time, and then $3,460.80 per employee for holiday pay, assuming 8 hours of holiday pay per employee. And then I based it on the 10 average holidays that U.S. workers get off.
Okay.
So this is expensive.
Yeah, I see that. So that would definitely start to add up. Probably blow our budget. Because the more I thought about it, that I don't see us being able to convince the company, because they're obviously giving us this task of trying to help reduce stress. So I don't think they're going to provide any additional money. So I do think it's safe to say that it's going to come out of our budget. So with that feels like something definitely out of our range for right now. Unless anyone else thinks maybe we can swing it or differentiate it. What you got?
I mean, it's nice to pay, but like you said, it's not in our budget, and yeah, it's just not in our budget, and so it would just. I mean, I'm not sure how the holiday pay or PTO would help with stress in a way. So that's it.
Right. Seems like maybe a perk. Try to say something,
Yeah.
Samantha. No, it's weird. We can't hear you. It's weird. Sorry, she's having some more technical difficulties.
She could type it in, maybe. I don't know if she could do that. Or
That might
You
be a
want-
little annoying on a phone.
yeah.
Sam, I think you have to tell it you want to join it through like internet talk or something. I've only done Zoom a few times on my phone, so
Okay, you want to try something? Okay. All right, so we'll just keep it moving, and hopefully we can hear back from her soon. All right, so it seems like the additional time off will be out of our budget. What about the giving employees the option to work from home if possible? How do we feel about that one?
I think it's a good alternative.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like it because obviously we can't afford paying the holiday pay and paid time off and all of that. But I feel like doing the work from home, they still work and they're still getting paid to work normal time, but they're just doing it from home. So,
Right. And do you think there'd be any additional costs involved with that? Probably not, right? Because I mean, everyone's going to have the software.
As long as they have the tools at home. Oh, I'm sorry. As long as they have the tools at home, I mean, I don't think it would cost anything more. So,
Right.
yeah.
it probably depends on like what kind of computer they have at home and what their software looks like, but also their internet and their speed. So there's a lot of factors in that as well. I know, like, just I guess secondhand knowledge. My sister works for an insurance call center, and they had to equip her with a computer and all those kind of things. And then she does have the faster internet service, so that wasn't a cost to them. But just getting the things that she needed could be costly.
When my job went home for COVID, we decided to do TeamViewer, which is kind of expensive. I can't remember how much it was for a license. I can look it up if I need to. But you actually remote into your computer at work. So even if you're on a crappy little laptop, you can still use your like CAD station with 4 screens or whatever you need. So it keeps the burden kind of on the employers. And then there's the benefit that a manager can kind of peek and see what you're doing, and you're still a little bit exposed more so than you would be if you were just working on your home computer.
Right.
and I bet since it's an optional kind of thing, for someone to want to work from home or do this, they would already have in mind that they have internet that would be able to support. I don't know. Just my thought.
I kind of agree with that because so my wife, where she worked, they for COVID they were going to lay a lot of people off, but they were giving them the option to either take a severance or work from home, but they weren't providing anything. So it's kind of, it was kind of their choice. So kind of still the same thing. It's optional. So if you want to work from home, you have to have the right tools. So I think that helps out because I think that kind of really eliminates our cost. Because it's optional. So if they want to, they have to make sure that they're ready for it. So on that one, it seems like obviously we've marked off the additional time. And the one thing about it is we never really even got any information on if we already have any vacation time, which I'm pretty sure we do, being a tech company, but so it may not make sense to give them any more, at least as of right now. I think giving them the option to work from home seems like it's a pretty good option, right? Okay, so I guess with that, that part will make it to the next one. All right, who wants to read the next option? And William, do you know where we are on time?
Yeah, we're 14 minutes in. We're 14 minutes into this first segment of discussion, so looking like 6 minutes or so for our schedule.
Okay, cool. So we can knock these out. Or who wants to read the next one?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, so we should be okay now, hopefully. All right, I can read the next one if you want.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's the open door policy one, right?
Right.
Technical difficulties kind of made it so I'm a little lost where we are, but all good. So open door policy can meet with managers, any manager you feel safe with, not only direct supervisor and employer events to build relationships between employees, employee perks, combined with open door policy, paid maternity and paternity leave, combined with flexibility time, scheduling on demand, again with the flex schedule. That's a lot of different things going on there.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe I did that one wrong. I just went based off what the parentheses said. All right, what were we saying? Was somebody saying something? All right, so the open door policy, where you can meet with any manager you feel safe with, not only your direct supervisor, or we'll just, I guess, look at that part. Does that seem like there'd be any cost involved? Because it almost goes back with the training and just kind of a maintaining of it, and just the understanding of it.
Beyond the training, I don't think so.
What was that? What's that?
Sorry, just beyond the training, I don't think there would be any additional cost to the open door policy.
Yeah, I agree. The next part, I think you had, Jordan, you had put some information about that, the employer events to build relationships. Is that right?
Yes, I just looked up catering information, and it could be done more cheaply if we were to go, if we were to make hot dogs or like cook a brisket or something. But on average, the catering info I was able to find is $7 to $45 per person. So it is a very wide range depending on how much you like your employees.
And the good thing is, I mean, we could have them maybe quarterly. If that, let's see.
So it would be on the low end of the scale, it would be roughly $1,000 for 150 employees.
Okay, right. And then obviously, you have some wiggle room because you probably won't have everyone there. If there are people who are traveling, there might be still somebody who's not there. The people who don't want to come because it is optional.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a safe number to have. And so if you did that by 4 quarters, so we're looking at around $4,000. So still with the training that we had included, and then that, I still think we're doing okay. So if we want to kind of leave that at $4,000 for 4 different events, for each quarter, or 1 for each quarter.
And the only possible thing I can think of with that is if there's alcohol involved, then it could be an insurance liability.
Right.
So I would think we would just leave that out for safety and cost purposes.
Yeah, I agree. So I'll put that. Now, so we've marked off, the paternity and maternity leave. That would just be too much for us to consume. And the scheduling on demand. That actually would probably go better with the review and adjust job responsibilities, wouldn't it?
Are
'Cause,
you saying like you might reduce certain people's hours or days worked, or?
That's a good question. I don't know if we really dove into that exact meaning.
Sorry, I don't want to overcomplicate anything.
No, you're okay, because I think honestly, I don't remember what I meant. If I think I had maybe mentioned that one, and I don't remember what I meant by that. So I think we can just leave that under. We'll mark it off of this one, and then we'll talk about it again in the review and adjust job responsibilities. So we've got that. So we're looking at around $4,000 if we have like catering events for each quarter. All right, who wants to read the fourth one? And I can read one whenever.
I can do it.
Okay.
Review and adjust job responsibilities, better scheduling, break up tasks and duties. Combined with review job responsibilities, all information is listed on company intranet. Pair with policy plan.
Okay, so with that, again, I don't think there's any cost with reviewing the job responsibilities, unless you saw anything. Okay. So you said.
I tried to specify no monetary cost because, of course, there's a time cost and effort cost and all that.
Right. And I think that would still probably, it would meet everything else. So that I don't know if there's anything really against that. Better scheduling and breaking up the job tasks. Is there any reason anyone can see why maybe it wouldn't work, or maybe they would need to word it differently?
I don't. I think it's pretty self-explanatory and something that should happen because everybody needs to know their schedule in advance and having the ability to change their schedule if they need to. I think that's a good one.
Yeah. Overall, I think it'll definitely, do what we're trying to do. It'll help reduce stress and definitely clarify everything. Which any of the confusion is that's a big part of stress anyway. So, it seems like that's one we're going to keep. Is that right? All right. I will read the next one. Jordan, I think you actually skipped over one, so I'll read that one.
Sorry.
Yeah, right. Incorporate a better wellness plan. Options include activities, wellness competitions, etc. Better health programs, insurance, etc. Dedicated health and food initiative, site, cafeteria, healthy snack options. All right. So with that, I think right off the bat we can mark off the site cafeteria because that'll probably just the cost to build it would be way too much. Now better wellness plan with options and activities, competitions. Did you have any prices on this one?
Yes, I found an insurance website. Where did it go? So this is a website. It's offers something like a cafeteria plan, which is where you pick and choose the options that you want.
Mhm.
And so it would be $6,312 per year for a company with 200 employees. So let me change it to 150, and I will go ahead and piece out the options while you guys discuss.
Okay. All right. So the other part is a dedicated health and food initiative. But healthy vending machines are free for a company to install. Plus, you actually make, I would imagine you make some of that money back by selling the food in there.
No, the vendor does.
Okay, okay. So it seems like, so it wouldn't cost us any money because they're the ones making the money. We're just the location for them to put it.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, so that's a good plus for us. And so the site you're using, that's for Wellness Plan. What kind of things are included with that?
It's a corporate wellness benefits solution, and it's you can choose your options. So with the options I chose, it would be $1,230 a month. There are corporate rates and deals, so you can save employees money on gym memberships, which was something that we had discussed.
Mhm.
There is individual goal setting and accountability, health risk assessments and population health reporting, wellness challenges that they'll organize, and then activity rewards where you incentivize exercise and healthy behaviors. So there are
Okay.
more add-ons.
Right.
But
And so how much will it cost for a year?
$14,760.
Okay, so even with that, which that'd be the most expensive one, but it would still fit with our budget. We have 30,000, and it seemed like it would offer quite a variety of things that could help us reduce stress.
And that's just one company. When we get to the implementation stage, we could have them bid against each other and potentially drive that cost down. Or
Right.
decide that, maybe the gym membership thing, maybe our team won't actually use that and it's not worth paying for.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, we'll kind of get some more research to see what's actually going to be used. Cool. So I think that over, insurance would probably be the better bet because insurance, I don't know exactly how that works as far as trying to get a new or better insurance for our employees. I don't know what costs would be involved with that to us.
Very long process.
Yeah. So I think I think we can leave it at that. Unless anyone else has anything on it.
So how much was it again? Is it 14,000?
14,760 per year.
All right. William, where are we on time? We have one last one to talk about.
Yeah, we're 25 minutes into this discussion, so we're not too much over. So
Okay. This one will be pretty easy. Who hasn't read one? Juan, did you read one?
Yeah. Gives opportunities for job advancement or career growth, internal trainings programs, or career roadmaps.
Okay. And you had information on this one too. Give opportunities. So $12.52 per employee. That's for a year.
I believe that's per advancement. It's from the Association for Talent Development's 2016 State of the Industry report.
Okay. So how would we look at that? Would that, if we look at it just, with that number and just the monetary aspect, would that be out of the question?
All employees wouldn't take advantage of it.
Right.
But it's hard to know ahead of time. Juan, are you keeping up with the cost so far? Where are we at? Because then we could decide how many employees could even take advantage of it.
Right.
Yeah. So right now, with the management training is 2,400. So subtract that will be 27,600. So and then the insurance, so minus 14,600, that leaves us 13,000.
And then we had the 4,000 for the like the catering and
Oh,
everything. Yeah.
And that's gonna be quarterly or each year?
That's for the whole year. There's 1,000
For the whole year.
quarterly.
Okay. So then that leaves us 9,000.
So we could train 7 employees with that cost per year.
Okay.
And that seems like it's butting up against our criteria that it not be exclusionary.
Right. And with that, it just doesn't seem like that's a big enough number to have an impact. Besides the fact that unless it's something where it's not necessarily exclusionary, but highly competitive, if you want to word it differently, maybe. Like for instance, where I used to work at, they had this like maintenance plan or maintenance program or whatever. So they would, you had to pass all these tests and get the right, recommendations and things like that. And if you're selected, then you go through this course. It's like 16 weeks or something like that, where the company actually pays for you to go to like I think TSDC and take some classes on maintenance. So if we were to include that, I mean, you said 9? No, you said 7 employees or 9? 7. Okay. So
We have
that would make it,
9,000 left. So 9,000 divided by the 1,200 is 7.1.
okay. I think, I don't know, what do y'all think? Do you think that's a number that's worth trying, or maybe we can use that budget for something else?
I think 7 employees a year would probably definitely work on it. And it's $30,000 a year. It's not just 1 year or one budget for the lifetime. It's a year.
Right.
I would say, I mean, it's if we have to leave it to where it's optional for our employees, we may have 10 employees want to do it, but then we say, okay, seniority would get first dibs. After that, it would have to go to the next year. Whoever's left on that list would have to go to the next year. But I don't know, is that, because I know one of our criteria was something about managers first or something like that, seniority first.
Yeah, basically.
So, I mean, when you're looking at it that way, and you've got, say, 10 people that want to go this route, the 3 bottom feeders, I guess, if you want to call them, would have to wait until the next year. So is that something we want to do, is cherry pick?
Well, we can't guarantee it'll last beyond this year, can we? I mean, this is experimental, and I would expect when we meet next year that things would change and our budget would be different.
Right.
As of right now, it does say a year.
Yeah. My only concern is that we would have people like on a waiting list and then say, whoops,
Interesting.
That's my thing with like 150 total employees. 7 spots is, I don't know what percent of our entire company. And at that point, I think the benefit to getting close to our budget and reducing stress, I don't know if that's there for 7 employees. So I don't know. So.
Okay. So I think one other option, because when you look at like accounting, and so obviously looking at budgets, normally anytime you don't use the full amount of a budget, they think, the company may think, well, they don't need this much, so they'll kind of deduct it from the next year's budget if we happen to go forward. So if we don't use it for this, I mean, there's a potential we can use it for other options, such as if we want to have more events for the teams, because we're only at 4,000 with that, and we have 9,000 left. So we could either double up on the events or the cost that we provide for those events, or something else we can think of doing. So I guess with that, do we want to try to have the job advancement and use that budget for that and then only have 7 people, or use that budget to spread out towards the other ones?
I think if we have a really tight budget, then we kind of have no room in case something goes a little over of what I mean, that would leave us pretty tight, but I don't know. We may be able to work something out, but I'm not sure.
What if we, instead of calling a vendor, what if we looked for our own vending machine and stocked the machine that way? And then, of course we would charge a little more for whatever snacks we got, so we could even potentially make a little bit of money back off that vending machine.
Interesting. What do you think about that?
I think it's a lot of work for the benefit that it might give us.
I can see that. Plus, I don't know, we may not have someone who knows how to do that, or to someone who's in that industry. And plus, I think that's the biggest part is I don't know that it'll have that big of an impact as far as reducing stress.
Right.
So I think what William said was a really good point. I didn't think about it. Maybe we leave out the job advancement for now, and then just kind of have that budget left over and be able to spread it out for the other ones in case there is something that goes over budget, or something that maybe we just obviously didn't count on. Does that sound like a pretty good idea? Okay, so it looks like we would be moving forward. How did I have this? So now we will start to actually build on the ideas that we're going to choose, which it seems like we're choosing the management training, and giving employees the option to work from home if possible, the employer events with the budget of $4,000 to have quarterly, or one event quarterly. The better wellness plan based on the information you found, Jordan, which will cost us $14,760, and then simply reviewing the job responsibility. So that is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 policies, I guess you could say. I wonder how we can maybe condense those into 3 well thought out policies.
Are you cutting them down just for the sake of cutting them down, or is there a number of policies that we have to stick to?
No, there's no number, and I think I'm just trying to cut them down for the sake of cutting them down. And like I said, she did say, we can have as many as we feel like we need.
Right.
And these do, they fall under budget with some left over for emergencies. I think we can stick with all of those. And so now, if you want to maybe start timing, I guess, on the other one, or however you wanted to do it, we'll go back through the ones we picked and actually fully, think them out so we know how to go to management and implement. So back on the management training, where we teach them how to, be more sensitive and understand what to do if somebody needs the help. We're looking at 2,400. What do you think is the best way to put it into words and actually, try to roll it out and go to management?
Yeah, it's going to be kind of weird. We're going to be talking to our manager or the management and telling them that y'all need to be trained. But I think that we can word it into something positive and shape it into, I just don't know, something
That's a
that
good
we
point.
can work with. But I agree with this being one of our policies, but if we can shape it into,
Right. That's a good that's a good point. Trying to go to management and say you need to get better. So yeah, I mean, it could be something along the lines of, we want to, I don't know. I don't know if we would list that under culture, like change the culture around here, but I guess develop.
That sounds bad because culture comes from the top.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess maybe something along the lines of like we want to, develop a training program that starts with management. That way they understand it and they can easily pass it on down to employees.
I
And
like that. Yeah.
that training will help managers be better prepared. We don't want to say prepared because we want to make it seem like they know, but we want to help them be better prepared on how to handle or how to recognize these symptoms of stress and how to be like I said, better prepared to help someone who needs it when it comes to stress. And with that, managers will help train existing employees and new employees on these policies, so they're a part of that training, so that money kind of keeps on going. I guess with to I don't know, to fully push that training, there will be, I guess, weekly reminders and all newsletters and team meetings and safety meetings to help keep it the idea fresh in everyone's mind. Does that work? I think go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, all I said was I think that sounds good. Sorry.
Okay. I think once the note keepers, I think when you're able to type it up, you could probably make it sound better than what I said. I kind of stumbled across it and whatever, but I think that'd be pretty good. Cool. Giving employees the option to work from home if possible. I don't think there's really anything more to that. I think it's kind of cut and dry, kind of simple. So I guess there has to be a certain criteria. You have to be a good performer. You have to have the necessary tools or set up, so a certain speed of internet, so we can make sure you don't lose any connection or anything. Your own laptop that you can use at home. That's for company use. So I think that'd be it. So if you meet certain criteria yourself as a performer, and if you meet certain criteria at home, so you can work from home. Would that sound good? Is there
I
anything we
like
need
it.
to add to it?
I think if we even mention to management that our employees are capable of doing this and we sound confident with this and tell them that they are ready and they can do this, that I think that helps maybe.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we have to be able to sell it, so we have give them a reason to want to implement it. It's a good thought. All right, so now with talked about the open door policy, that kind of falls back with training, I think, right? But with employer events to build relationships. So every quarter we will have some event catered, whether it be, you know, higher end, like an actual caterer, or like cooking hot dogs or burgers or something like that. But we'll have something every quarter for every employee if they want to participate. And we have a budget of $1,000 per quarter, which comes out to $4,000 per year. Is there anything we need to add to that or word it differently?
I might add the phrase to facilitate team building or something in
Yeah.
there, just or employee connections, something like that, because we know
Right.
that's a big problem.
Yeah, good point. So yeah, so we'll add it, we'll have it listed as like, yeah, something like that, you know, team builder, team connection, or something like that. Again, so we're selling it, and it sounds good.
It still seems a little odd to me to combine it with open door policy.
Yeah. I was
Since we
thinking the
have
same.
multiple different policies, like, I don't know, combine training and open door, and then have that when the employer events be a separate thing would make
Yeah.
a little more sense, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I think we should do. Combine the open door with training. All right. Incorporating a better wellness plan. And obviously we have information from one company. And what are some of the things it includes?
Sorry, one second, let me pull it up.
Okay, thank you.
I know some of it is reducing money spent that employees spend on gym memberships, educate employees about health topics, individual goal setting and accountability, incentivize exercise and healthy behaviors, group competition and challenges.
Okay.
And
cool.
there are more options, but
Right. And I think that's, you know, a pretty good amount of options to include for that price, to help sell that price. So 14,760. You know, so that could be under, like, if we're presenting it to management, that'd be under the category of just wellness. You know, wellness plans. Maybe wellness, because with that we'd also include adding healthy vending machines and I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but make sure that it's understood that there's no cost to us, because they're going to set it up, and then they're the ones making the money. So we're not making any money off of it, but we do provide a different option. And again, that falls all together with wellness. And then, where am I? Okay. So reviewing and adjusting job responsibilities, better scheduling, break up job tasks and duties. And I think we had agreed, right, that listing the information on the company internet, that just kind of goes with our criteria, right? Because it has to be accessible. So that's not an actual part of the plan. So yeah, so reviewing and adjusting the responsibilities, I think that kind of goes self-explanatory. We will just have HR give them a deadline to where they had to look at all job responsibilities and basically do an audit and determine if, you know, some people are taking on too many responsibilities, or if maybe they need to add job responsibilities because they're getting paid for it.
so my only disagreement there would be, I don't think HR should do it, because they probably don't really know what we do. It should probably be the department managers, I would think.
Okay. Okay, I agree with that.
No offense to HR.
So yeah, so we put that on job. Department managers, department leads. They are responsible for going through all the job responsibilities and tasks, and better formulating them and explaining them, so we know what is needed. All right, and we said no on the job advancement plan for now. All right. So with that being said, obviously I know we kind of went over it again, but well, real quick, where were we on time on that one? Did we make it under?
Yeah, we're 10 minutes. We only spent on that last segment, so they kind of made it all even a little bit.
Nice, cool. All right, so next, Samantha, if you would just kind of recap the ones we chose and give, I guess, like a little brief description of them, so we know exactly what we have.
Okay, so we have management training, which goes hand in hand with our open door policy. We have the employer events, 1,000 per quarter to facilitate team building. We have, oh, I missed one because my notes are all messed up now. We have the option to work from home with the criteria of the employee is already a good performer, has the necessary tools, and is capable. The wellness plan, and the job review, breaking up the job tasks and duties.
Cool, awesome. Thank you very much. So I think those are pretty good options to go with. Again, they fall under our budget. They meet most or all of our criteria. So with that, I think we have a pretty good understanding of what we need to go to Datatron management and sell these plans, because we believe that they will help reduce stress. And they're going to have their own different timelines of how fast, but some will, I think, will react or will affect it pretty quickly. Some may take a little longer, but overall, I think stress reduction is definitely in sight with these plans. And so with that, I guess we will conclude this meeting. I just want to say, guys, it's been pretty cool, doing all this. Everybody's input a lot of really good ideas, and it's definitely been something, busy with the way this year has gone and, the holiday season and all that. But again, thank you guys. You've been able to help it, go pretty smoothly. Everyone's, like I said, been participating pretty well. The next step, and I don't know if we actually are responsible for this, but it'll be an actual presentation to our management. I don't think we had to do another video for anything, right? So cool. Again, it's been fun. It's been pretty interesting doing it this way. I've never actually done this type of Zoom meetings, but I think we did a pretty good job. Did anyone have?
Kind of surprised.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Oh, my bad. I was just gonna say I was kind of surprised by how well the structure worked.
Yeah, I am too.
I just think we're pretty lucky because I think there's some groups that are probably have a member that they couldn't make everything work together, and we kind of made everything go smoothly. So
yeah, I'm glad the schedules were able to work eventually for everyone. So that was pretty cool. Well, again, thank you guys very much. We will go ahead and end this, and hope you have a great rest of the year. Hope everyone gets a pretty good grade for the class. And I think that's it. Thank y'all very much.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Have a good
bye.
thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.